You're right, everyone, it's Sam here. Welcome back to Season 3 of the Pinnacle League. We're here for round 17 today in India, and here we are in qualifying now. As you know, going into this race, got a 23-point lead in the championship going into these final four races, so I'm in the sort of the pole position, if you like, to going into these final few races, but with that comes a lot of pressure, and certainly not going to be taking anything for granted in these final four races, because they are going to be very difficult. And as you know, India particularly is one that I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I always say that, but I've always got like decent results here in league races, so I just seem, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I either push too hard here, or I just don't like push enough, really. I always feel like, looking back, that I could have gained so much more time in like certain part of the track, but I always seem to get decent results out of it. I mean, I think most of my dislike of it is based on season 1, where a season 1 of TGP, where my championships hopes sort of ended in that race where I crashed out. But today, as you'll notice from the video length, we're actually going to do a full race commentary here, and this is the first one I've done for the Pinnacle League. Well, it's the first one I've done altogether, really, if you don't count the former Xbox live commentaries, but I thought they were rubbish, so I'm not really going to count them. But yeah, as you can see, we're only 6th in qualifying, so yeah, you can see I don't really like it. Jordan, Brandon Beats and Chitek were the top 3 in qualifying, so here we are again to the grid then, and yeah, we're going to be commentating on this full race, so hopefully it'll go well. I think it will. This was a very exciting race, so that's why I'm doing it. And we're going to have the lights coming on now, and we are away for round 17 of the season. I get a pretty good start here, I guess. I'm on the inside for the first corner, so that's going to give me a little bit of an advantage here, but I'm not going to go chucking it in. There's a Red Bull that appears on my outside. I managed to get past someone there. I didn't quite see who it was. But into turn 3 here, alongside Colonel Jack, and I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if there was like a side pod glitch or something, but my driver threw his hand up. It didn't seem like there was even anyone there, so I'm really not sure what happened there. But you can see up ahead that Callum and Jordan, they're really going at it already for position. Now, as you'll see, Callum actually in a Caterham here, as opposed to Ferrari, and tension's certainly running high there. Of course, you can change your teams once per season in Pinnacle League. I mean, it's not a rule I particularly agree with, but that's just how it is. And Callum's used his one change to leave Ferrari after a certain amount of friction. I mean, Lewis and Nico, they have nothing on Callum and Jordan. But as you can see here, we're up in 4th place, and it's Hickey behind us, and I don't want to let him past anytime soon. And Arte was somewhere behind as well, so I was sort of in danger of getting Subud, but luckily my teammate was in 6th, so I didn't have to worry too much. I mean, I did have some backup this time. You can see there Jordan having another look at Callum into the final corner, but not quite pulling off any kind of move there. And we crossed the line to begin the second lap in 4th place. Actually, Random Beats, who's moved into the lead at this point. He had a very good start. So behind us Brandon and Hickey had a bit of contact there. Hickey running way off the track, and I remember at this point he was having a go around at Brandon over the mic, and it was lucky I was on straight here because I was laughing so much. But you're going to see going into the next corner I was a little bit out of shape, but that's what it was really. But I was just glad to have Hickey off my back for that one bit, because of course I knew that he was probably, if he got ahead of me, then that'd be it. Well, I'd say that, and I think I've actually been a little bit better this season at overtaking him, so maybe it's not quite the end of the world when he overtakes me, but we've sort of become fierce rivals because of it. So I certainly didn't want to be losing positions to him as we're heading around. We're almost finished the second lap now, so we're getting through this pretty well. Feeling up for this full race commentary. I've had a pretty good day today, and hope wherever you are, whenever you are watching this, you've had a good day as well. So just thought throw that in there as well. So about to begin the third lap, and we're going to get we would be able to get DRS here is enabled on this lap, but we're sort of a little bit off this the leading group, and Rebound is a bit behind us as well, so don't think there's really going to be much happening down the straight on this lap. But yeah, it sort of gives me a chance to sort of show you like how like I would do a race really. Like, I mean, normally you would just see like the overtakes or the pit stops or the incidents, for example, but yeah, I guess this kind of gives you a chance to see like how I would like play out a full race really, and how I would drive for it. As you can see, I think I was driving like quite like well conservatively here, as I think Hickey hit the bollard that I put onto the track there. But yeah, this I was sort of, what am I trying to say? Never mind. Sort of in the early stage of races, I don't like to push too hard on the tyres, because I think what I prefer to do is sort of have the tyres at the end of the race rather than use them up early on and undercut in the pit stops, because I don't know why, but I just felt like a lot of times in Pinnacle last season, and also in former Xbox as well, I was just losing out too often in the end of races, or just like not having enough at the end. So certainly this season in Pinnacle, I've really been trying to improve on, just like on tyre conservation, and consistent driving, and I started doing that really after Silverstone, where I was like pushing really hard with to try and beat Psycho, and then he still managed to beat me, and like since then I've just changed my approach completely, and I mean, you saw I won 3 races in a row after that, so it certainly worked for then. But I think over the course of the season, I mean, I think it kind of depends on the tracks as well. But yeah, on a track like this that I'm not a big fan of, and one that I'm quite cautious to push too hard on, and this is certainly one where I certainly try and just drive conservatively, really, particularly in the early stages of races. And I guess that's how I sort of try and drag out decent results at tracks I don't really like. But you can see here the gap is pretty consistent with the top 3, and also with rebounds. I think it was starting to tighten up a little bit here at a stage. Jordan's actually got past Callum at this stage, and he's going after Random Beats in the lead. And we're coming up to the pit stops, of course, as well, because I think the default pit stop was like lap 6 or something, and I think like of course people will be coming on lap 5 for the undercut. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to pit stops here now, and you can see I was actually got a DRS both ways here. Well, like I've got it, and then Rebound's got it on me. So yeah, you can see how much it's like really bunched up, and it's what I've been saying before about like what a close season this has been. This is, I don't think I've ever been in a league where there's been so many people that are this close on pace, like over certainly over race distance anyway. I mean, that Spain race we had was that was like nothing I've ever had in the league race, and you sort of see it this season. Like this top 3 at the moment, Jordan, Callum, Random Beats. I mean, we've had completely different top 3s at certain tracks this season. As you can see, Rebounds here is, and look at me, into I can't remember what number that is, 5 I think, 5 and 6, and he can't quite pull it off there, going across the grass. And I just got on to 4play for now, but as you can see, yeah, I was still driving like pretty conservatively, and of course these guys were probably trying to push at this stage, probably coming in on the end of this lap in fact, so just using up whatever tyre life they could. But yeah, still hang on to 4th, and Psycho had actually taken the lead at this stage over Random Beats, who he's someone who's improved a lot actually this season. As you can see, him and Callum both pit, but Jordan stays out for another lap. I think, I'm pretty sure he would have qualified on options, or well, yeah, he got pole position, didn't he? So he would have done. But yeah, saying go back to Random Beats there, he's improved a lot this season. I mean, I know he did get a lot of criticism, like certainly last season in Pinnacle, and also in tier 2. I remember one race I uploaded, the Brands Hatch one, where there was a bit of an incident with like him and Callum, and I remember me and Callum weren't particularly happy about that one. But yeah, he's really improved a lot this season, and I think pretty much everyone has seen it really from him. That's just a much better racing, and I just think a better attitude overall. So it's nice to see that, and it certainly makes the league more enjoyable when like you got more people who clean races and like they have like a good attitude toward racing as well. So yeah, just sort of mention that there because he was having another good race there, and we've been seeing him near the front a lot more often. You can see on this lap actually that sort of my conservative driving style was certainly paying off here, because even though our tyres were worn, I was catching up to Jordan here, who had been going a lot quicker than me so far in this race, and I actually managed to pass him here. So yeah, this in lap from him was certainly not that good as we come into the pits, and I never know how to do that entrance properly, because like if you cut it then it just slows you down anyway. So I don't really know like what's the proper way to do that, but never mind. As we're coming in for our one stop to the prime tyres, and I get held up once again for the Mercedes, and that did happen before, didn't it? Yeah, it did in Korea. So that was really frustrating for me. But we're going to exit the pits in 7th place here, and Brandon, he's already pitted at this point. So yeah, we've been undercut here by our number 2 teammate, which was rather frustrating. You can see here Jordan running wide and Callum's back through on him. So the fireworks are about to start again between them, but they've got a Brandon ahead of them, and they're both quicker than him here, so they'll be looking to try and get past him as quickly as possible, but they're also busily battling with themselves. So it's certainly going to be a very interesting battle ahead of me. I was a little bit anxious to get close to him, in fact, but of course, as you can see behind me, I've got Arte behind me, so I didn't want to stay behind for too long, because I mean I know that Arte will pounce on any opportunity he can get. I've done enough races with him to know that yeah, he'll go for, if he can see a chance, he'll go for it. Of course, him and Jordan, while they're quite far out of the championship at this stage, I mean, they've still got a mathematical chance, so of course they're going to want to look at any opportunity, especially because we've somehow gone 7 laps, and I've not mentioned this. The closest person in the championship, James, couldn't take part in this race or Abu Dhabi, so that actually gave me a very good opportunity here. I mean, I could have actually won the championship on this night, not at this race in particular, but if I got a good result here and at Abu Dhabi, then I could take the title on this night. But it would have been very difficult, and it would have been a kind of a shame to like sort of win the title just by just due to the fact that my nearest rival didn't show up. But yeah, even with that, I was still pretty nervous going into this and the next race, because well, that's just how it is. I mean, ever since TGP Season 3 Brazil, I've just not taken a single thing in league racing for granted, to be honest. I mean, how can you after that? I mean, I don't think there's many people that would quite understand, because I know that a lot of people have been saying to me, like, that they think I'm going to win it, and every single time I'm just like, don't say that, because I won't actually believe I can win the championship until like it's the last lap in Brazil, and I've got like the lead, and of course that would hand me the title. Because I mean, I was actually in a league race last night where someone disconnected on the final corner. So yeah, I literally will not take a single thing for granted until either one until the championship's mathematically over, basically. So whether that's in Abu Dhabi or Austin or when I cross the line in Brazil, I will not take a single thing for granted, because I've seen how bad it can go. But you can see it up ahead. This was a right battle here. Brandon just didn't seem to have the pace to hold back Callum and Jordan, and you can see here Arte was having a look at me now as well. Jordan having a look at him now as well, and this was just a mad battle here, really, for the for 3rd place this stage. But there was someone who had to pit, so what was I going to say here? Never mind. Yeah, this was for second place in fact. So Random Beats had actually managed to pull away because of this, so that was really helping him a lot. He, of course, we saw him pit on lap 5 along with Callum, and it turns out Brandon actually did the same thing, so that's why he's there. But then he does his role as number 2 very well there, and lets me through and up into 5th at this point, but he accidentally lets through Arte as well, so thanks for that one. But yeah, it's 5th place at this stage, that's pretty good. We'll be 4th when I can't even remember who it was. I think it was well, actually I don't even know who it was, so never mind. But we're gonna head out of the final corner now, be in the 9th lap of this race, not end of the 9th lap, sorry, and we're flying through this, aren't we? I mean, I'm surprised how worse is actually gone, to be honest. But again, the 10th lap, you can see I'm right on Callum and Jordan here, and this is a battle that just goes on and on. I mean, how Callum kept him behind, I do not know, because this was just a crazy battle for second place in this race, and in the end, it really helped Random Beats a lot. I mean, he got first place on his own merit. I mean, don't get me wrong about that, but you can just see how close this battle is, and I run wide there as Jordan does as well, and that's a kind of annoying thing that I do. I get like really concentrated in these races, and I tend to just like complete, like if I'm following someone behind me and then they go off, I tend to run wide as well. You can see there I'm making mistakes just on my own really, but yeah, I'll say use that chance to almost get a pass on me there, and that's exactly what I'm on about. He will look for any opportunity to pass and he'll go for it, but he couldn't quite pull off there, and I think that actually kind of cost him there, because it was quite a difficult place to overtake and he dropped back quite a lot there. But you can see Jordan, despite running wide on turn 4, he's already right on Callum here, going down the DRS straight, well, the first DRS straight, to begin the 11th lap now. Only 5 to go in this, and Random Beats got a very nice lead up ahead now, and Callum is still holding on to second place. And I mean, at this stage, I mean, I knew I could see second place, but I didn't want to be risking anything. I mean, I haven't really risked anything all season, to be honest. I mean, well, maybe like earlier on, but I can't. But certainly in the second half of the race, since I started winning races and stuff, I pretty much haven't taken any kind of positions for granted, really. As you can see here, Arte is having a look at me, and just about leaving enough space on the inside there for us to try and both fit through, but he couldn't quite pull off the move. You can see up ahead, Callum and Jordan still going at it, and Callum's run wide now as Jordan's pretty much he's having no more of this and just forced his way through. And yeah, I think that was a little bit of a talking point after the race, really. But a sort of, I think he felt that maybe like Callum was defending a little bit much, but honestly, from my point of view, it didn't look too bad, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, he defended his position very hard, but I mean, you'd say it was within within what's fair, to be honest. And of course, but as I said before, this is just it's become a very fierce rivalry between them, and of course it's ended in Callum leaving Ferrari and going to Caterham, and maybe that's what the solution should be in F1. Just send Lewis Hamilton off to Caterham. I mean, I think that would make everyone happy, wouldn't it? Well, almost everyone. But you can see there we ran wide at turn 3 and we let Arte through, and Rebound's having a look at us as well. So yeah, that was a bit bad for us there. You can see why I don't take any positions for granted, as Arte is now through. And it's certainly going to be difficult because, of course, at this point we've been struggling to really make any kind of overtakes. And you can see here, Rebound having a look at us again, just like he did earlier on in the race, but he couldn't get alongside me that time. And Callum was lagging there a little bit. I think I was probably more on my end than anyone else's, but yeah, it was a little bit big on my screen there. And you can see Rebound still trying to pass me anywhere he can. Anyway, he can like get a bit of spare track, but I've said it's very hard to like overtake in that tight twisty section. I mean, like the 2 DRS straights probably like the best chances, and then maybe the one going towards turn 5. I mean, unless you're Hamilton and Massa. But heading through the final corner, and you can see Jordan's pretty much got second place in the bag now, but of course not much chance of him catching random beats at this stage, and I think that was probably what frustrated him quite a lot in this. But there's a little bit of contact there, I think, between Callum and Arte, so that kind of allows me to close back up to him again. But I was very careful in this pit not to lock up again as we're heading through turn 3, and that's something I'm having quite a problem with there as well, traction, because all there just completely swapping the ends, a lot of opposite lock, and you can see there Callum pulling right over to the inside of the track, and he pretty much just gave Arte the position there. Not really sure what it was about. You can see Rebound's having a look at us as well. I lock up a little bit and I just about through the corner, and then Callum lets me through, but at the same time Rebound is getting alongside me, and he certainly looks like he's got the position this time. But I've got the inside and I'm just about going to hang on, and we both run across the grass there, so I don't think there's really much case. But then I launch it on that curb, and that was, well, I've never had that happen at that corner before, but then again I really don't attack curbs that much. I mean, you know how I feel about the curbs, I mean, and the so-called curb glitches, said with inverted commas. But yeah, that's dropped us now behind Rebounds, that mistake, so very frustrating. But at the same time we got past Callum, so yeah, I guess it was sort of, you win some, you lose some, whatever. I can't think of like a decent saying for that. But yeah, only 2 laps to go now, and it's certainly it's calm, sort of calmed down a little bit, certainly between like the top 2 or 3, as they all start to spread out now. Because I mean, I don't know what happened to Callum here, but he's lost out to Baronator as well now. So yeah, he certainly did a very good job of holding up Jordan, but then once he was through, he just seemed to let everyone through. The floodgate really opened, much like Atletico's defence did on Saturday night. But as we're heading through turn 3 here, I still want to try and get past at least Rebound here. I mean, I knew it would be tough to get past Arte here. I mean, if you remember our battle here last season, I think that was probably my favourite battle of season 2, that, and maybe even the Pinnacle in general. Really, at the time, it was one of the best like fights for the position I'd had with someone, and of course we were both fighting for the title in that season, like both playing catch up to Jack at that stage. So yeah, that was one of the really like great battles I've had in Pinnacle, and I was thinking it might set up to be exactly the same again as we're heading around the final corner now. We're about to start the final lap of the race. As you can see, Rebound fancies a look at Arte for P3, and of course he wants Force India on the podium in India, and of course why wouldn't you, as we're heading down the pit straight, and he's going to have a look on the outside, but he can't quite do it. Arte has a little bit of a lock up, and a Rebound goes across the front of us there, and someone he's going to look to try and cut underneath him, but not quite, and I actually managed to get a chance to lunge up the inside of him going into turn 3, so I'm up into 4th place at this stage, and I'm going to have DRS on Arte as well, so maybe, just maybe, I can get on the podium here as we're heading down this long straight for the last time in this race. It's going to be the last good opportunity we're going to get to make some moves, and I'm on the inside here, but I lock up, and I remember doing that exact thing in former Xbox Tier 2 as well, but actually that was in Pinnacle. But yeah, you can see there it sort of threw Arte a little bit off, I think, and it allowed Rebound to get back up into 3rd place. So Force India on the podium here on home soil, and only like half a lap to go, and you can see how close it is. We're all pushing so hard, we're just not giving a shit at all about the track limits there, and you can see on the mini map that first and second are pretty much sorted. It's going to be Random Beats and Psycho Swish who are first and second in this race, but for 3rd place this is still very close, and it looks like Rebound is just about going to have it, but you can see how close I am to Arte again into the final corner as I gut the inside. I think by other luck it was a bit of a half-hearted attempt there, and I shouldn't really have done that, but it didn't affect either of us, and we're going to cross the line here in 5th place, so we've extended our gap in the championship at least. And well done to Random Beats. I'm pretty sure, I think that was his first win, in the league race. It was only his first in Pinnacle, so well done to him. Psycho in second and Rebound third. So yeah, this was hope you enjoyed this. I mean, for me it went quite well, better than the commentary this is. It went better than I expected it to go, and maybe I'll do more of these in the future, but of course it really depends on how good the race is. So yeah, we'll have to see. But if you enjoy this, leave a like and I'll see you next time for Abu Dhabi. So goodbye.